Okay, let's talk about the Indiana Core Middle School Math Assessment. So, if you're watching this video, I assume you are preparing to take this particular assessment and you're going to be teaching middle school math in Indiana. So, that's awesome. So, what we got here is a practice problem that you should be able to handle pretty easily if you're fully prepared for the Indiana Core Middle School Math Assessment. So, before we get going, let me go ahead and introduce myself. My name is John. I'm the founder of Tablet Class Math. I'm also a middle and high school math teacher, and over the last several years, I've constructed many online math courses to include an Indiana Core Middle School Math Test Prep course. Okay, really super comprehensive. I'm going to leave a link to that in the description of this video if that's something you want to check out. But with that being said, let's get into this practice problem. And here it is. Okay. So here's what I want to do. Of course, I'm going to solve this problem. So that's not going to be a problem in terms of, hey, I'm not going to just give you the problem and not do anything with it. But I want you to do something with it. So here's the situation. So here we have a circle, and I'm giving you some information. Okay. And I want to know the area of this circle based upon this information. Now, kind of a full disclosure here. Okay, there uh, there are formulas that are involved in this problem. Now, I do not want to give you the formulas just yet because I want to see if you remember the formulas. These are formulas that have to deal with basic shapes in geometry. Circles obviously is a basic shape. And I would strongly suggest that you should have these kind of memorized. This should be kind of in your long-term memory, especially as a soon-to-be math teacher. Okay, so of course I'm going to give you those formulas here in a second, but I want to give you a chance to solve the problem. All right, so here I'm giving you some information, and I want to know the area of this circle. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get into solving this now. So if you don't want to have any more hints or see the solution, go ahead and pause the video. All right, so what is this stating? Well, C, okay, we're talking about a circle, is indicating the circumference, all right? So this is the circumference of this circle is 8 pi inches, okay? So conceptually, what is this circumference? Well, the circumference is, let me use a smaller highlighter. The circumference is the distance around the circle, okay? So we have to be very careful in mathematics when we're talking about units of measure. Okay, so here inches is a unit of measure, right? So the distance around this particular circle, I'm telling you, is 8 pi inches. Now, of course, everyone should know what this pi value is, okay? And you can estimate that as being 8 times 3.14. It's a approximate value of pi, okay? So this is going to be very, very roughly, let's say, a little bit over 24 inches, okay? So 8 times 3 is 24, so it's 3.14, so it's going to be more than 24, but just so you can kind of have an idea, all right, that would be the distance around this circle, that is the circumference, okay? Now, with that being said, it's fine. I know what the circumference is. I want to know what the area is, right? So we need to know some formulas. So the formulas that we need to know are the formula for circumference of a circle, and of course we want to know what the formula for area of a circle is. Okay. Now, even though on your particular exam you might be given like a formula sheet, all right, and that's good, right? You should, if it's there, use it. But if not, again, like I was stressing, these are basic formulas that you should already have in your long-term memory. All right, so the circumference of a circle is the diameter times pi. Okay, another way to see that is 2 pi times the radius. That's another formula for the circumference. They are equivalent, okay? So we'll go ahead and just use this one here. And then the formula for area of a circle is area equals pi r squared, all right? And r is the radius, okay? All right, so we need to use this values, okay, or this given information to get what? Well, I can't calculate the area unless I have the radius. So let's go ahead and use this formula, okay? the circumference is equal to the diameter times pi. So I know the circumference is 8 pi inches, so we'll put that here. 8 pi is equal to the diameter times pi. So I have a real basic equation here to solve. So here I can divide both sides of the equation by pi. Of course, the pi's cross cancel. And I'm left with 8 equals the diameter, okay? So the diameter of this circle, all right, is the whole width of the circle is 8 what? Well, 8 inches, okay? 8 inches. So that is the full width of the circle, but half of the diameter, okay, goes to the center, is going to be the radius, okay? So the radius of this circle is going to be half of the diameter, so that's going to be equal to 4 inches, okay? Now, of course, I could have used this formula for the circumference, but I wanted to use this bigger formula so we can just, get these definitions down of what the diameter is and what the radius is. So hopefully you remember that the radius is 1/2 of the diameter. Okay, so with that being said, I can go ahead and use my handy dandy area formula for the area of a circle. So I know the area of a circle is going to be pi r squared, and here r is going to be 4 inches. And we'll deal with the inches here in a second. Let's just go ahead and just plug in the 4 into my formula. So area is going to be equal to pi times 4 squared. Okay, remember, order of operations, you got to do powers first. So 4 squared is going to be 16. So the way we want to write this is going to be pi times 16. It's not really mathematically correct to put the constant after the pi. So the way we want to write this stylistically is 16 pi. But we're not done yet. The area is not 16 pi because we have to, remember our units of measure. Okay, remember the radius was 4 inches. So what is the unit of measure for the area? Well, it's going to be inches squared. Okay, so inches, for example, is going to be distance. Inches squared is going to represent area, right? Okay, and then what about volume? Okay, so here we have volume. Here's a little cube, if you will. All right, that would be inches cubed. So cubic units of measure, okay, we're going to be volume. Squared units of measure are going to be area, and then just linear units of measure are going to be distance. So all these little details count, okay? Because I remember, when I'm given a test or anything else like that, these little details like inches squared, no, these are not just trivial little things, okay? So if a student would just give me 16 pi, yes, I was that kind of teacher to take off 1 or 2, and you should be that way as well when you're grading your students, because you want to make sure that they understand the proper units of measure goes along with using these particular formulas. Okay, so hopefully this was a pretty easy math problem for you. Again, on the Indiana Core Middle School Math Assessment, there's a good amount of mathematics on here, all right? It's not just basic stuff. There's much more advanced algebra and geometry concepts, so you really do have to study for this assessment. And just so you know, if you're new to teaching or new to taking teacher certification exams, many teachers fail or do not pass certification exams the first time out. There's plenty of teachers out there that have to take certification exams multiple times, all right? So it's not uncommon that, you can go into an exam, a person goes to an exam, teacher certification exam, and doesn't make it, right? So why do I say that? Well, I'm saying that to motivate you to be fully prepared, or you don't want to waste your time or your money, but not by really committing to getting prepared to take any teacher certification exam, okay? Because they are challenging. These are professional exams because teaching is a true profession. Just think about it, right? You need a college degree. You got to take, education courses. You got to become a student teacher. You got to take certification exams. It's, no joke, right? So, prepare accordingly. So hopefully, this video helps you out. And again, my full course will definitely help you prepare. So let's go and wrap this up. Again, I'm going to leave a link to my full test prep course for this particular assessment in the description of this video. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing. I have hundreds of math videos on my YouTube channel. I'm posting stuff all the time that can definitely help you out. Of course, again, if you liked the video, please smash that like button and leave me some feedback. Are you coming from another career? Maybe you were an engineer for 10 years and you're switching careers into teaching. So that's cool as well. So not everybody becomes a teacher directly from, high school, college, teaching. Now, there are people that, knew early on they wanted to be a teacher, and that's exactly the path they went. So that's awesome as well. So, but either way, I'll leave you with this. Okay, teaching is a true art. All right, it's 50% knowing your stuff, knowing your content, and 50% experience. All right, you got to get the experience, meaning that you just have to give yourself time to develop into being a great teacher. Right, you just can't learn that in a book. You can't watch a video. You got to be in there mixing it up with students, parents, challenges, and just you'll develop into that master teacher one day. And I would strongly suggest that you, connect and get the support and learn from those teachers who have been teaching for many, many, many years. Okay, they're invaluable. All right, but give yourself time to get that experience. All right, and don't be too hard on yourself. Everyone can tell stories. Like if you just ask all teachers who have been teaching for a long, long time, ask them about their first year teaching. Everyone will look back and be like, "Oh, yes, it was quite challenging." Everyone will have some story, and they look back on it fondly. But during, when they were teaching, it was like, "Oh my goodness, this is, you know, uh, difficult." Again, don't give up. Stick with this career until you get the experience, and then you will really, really like it. Okay, and of course, we need great teachers like you in the classroom desperately. All right, so with that being said, I definitely wish you all the best. Thank you for your time and have a great day.